Hi, my name is Emily Reynolds, and my internship was at Apple Tree Learning Center in Rexburg, Idaho. I found out about this internship through a coworker at Apple Tree. She had done her internship here as well. As the time for my internship came closer, an opening in a new class became available. This provided me with the opportunity to learn something new and facilitate my internship. The main responsibilities I had were taking care of the needs of my children. I provided care for 8 to 10 3-year-olds each day. The basic care needs that I provided were toileting and diapering, engaging with the children at mealtimes, giving the children naps, supervising the children while they were playing, and overall giving the children the love and support they needed throughout the day. I also taught life skills to the children throughout the day, such as proper hand washing, sharing with others, and the skills needed to handle emotions and emotional situations. Some other responsibilities I had were keeping my classroom clean through daily chores and keeping the classroom appealing through decorating. This is a picture of a display I made with the children for our classroom when we were learning about bugs. While working my internship, I provided many benefits to Apple Tree. I created and fostered relationships with the parents of my children. I greeted the parents when they would come to my classroom, and I took an interest in their day. The parents were then able to trust me with the care for their children because we had formed those relationships. Some of my favorite moments of the day are when I get to talk to the parents for a few minutes. I was willing to take on other responsibilities throughout my internship. Because of this, my directors trusted me with many tasks, such as cleaning and organizing our classroom and redoing our learning center. I was able to assist my coworkers in their responsibilities as well. I covered many shifts for employees that needed time off. Most importantly, I was a reliable and stable teacher for my children. I was on time for my shift and devoted all of my attention to my children while I was there. I created wonderful relationships with the children I have been working with, and I'm looking forward to continuing those relationships as I continue to work at Apple Tree. I greatly benefited from my internship at Apple Tree as well. I gained the self-reliance that is needed in the work field. I was the only teacher in my classroom, and therefore had to make all the decisions. I couldn't wait around for someone else to make the decisions for me, because then nothing would have ever gotten done. Along with self-reliance, I also gained confidence in myself as a teacher. When I first started, I didn't feel like I had enough skills to teach my own class. I really didn't feel like I could provide the care for so many children all day long. But as I worked and gained a little bit of experience, I realized I did have the skills necessary to perform this job. As I realized this, and as my director saw this in me, it gave me the confidence to reach out for the new skills and to try and implement new things. I have created many lasting relationships with employees. There are several ladies I work with that I consider dear friends, and those friendships will continue when we are no longer coworkers. Most of all, I have learned to find joy in the simple everyday tasks that are associated with childcare. My favorite part of the day is when our classroom is clean and quiet, and I get to sit with the children and just talk and interact with them. I get to hear their stories, listen to the children converse with each other, and bask in their simple sweetness. This brings me more joy than I thought possible, and it has come from my experience at Apple Tree. I made so many connections between what I have learned through my courses at BYU, Idaho, and the things I have experienced at Apple Tree. The biggest connection I made, and one I saw every day, was with Parton's play patterns. We learned about the different stages of play, the ages we typically see children engaging in these stages, and the typical movement children have through the different stages. I saw this in full force with my children. Most of the children in my class are 3, so they are about in the middle of Parton's stages, moving back and forth between the higher and lower stages. I watched children as they played by themselves, but were still creative and engaging in their play. I saw children developing typically through these stages, but I also saw children developing atypically. For those children that were not developing typically, I was able to structure our playtime to help these children interact positively with their peers. Because I knew these stages of play, I could see them developing in my children, but I could also watch for the warning signs and develop our environment appropriately. It was a great experience to see what I have learned from textbooks in a classroom actually taking place in real children in a real setting. Because of this internship, I have been able to gain new experiences at Appletree. I was employed with Appletree before my internship, but because of the internship I served, I get to continue to work at Appletree and have become a valued and appreciated employee. Appletree is a fantastic place to work with a laid-back and fun atmosphere. Everyone is respectful of each other, and we truly want to see each other succeed. While it is a relaxed environment, there is still a great deal expected of each employee. If you put in the time and effort needed, it will be a great experience working there. If you're interested in working your internship here, you can contact Bobby Tooth at 208-356-7050. You'll need a copy of your resume when you apply, or you can go into Appletree and get a resume to fill out, and you can apply through that way.